Yeah, it sounds like there's a good song in here. It's just, it's I feel like it's missing so much of like the 300 hertz to like 1K 500 hertz range. Like it's just it you need more body there. And then like in the solo, I'm sure maybe that's just like a spot you've left open for a solo, and that would work great if you've got a solo you want to add to that. Um, if that's just going to be like an instrumental break, though, I mean, I would definitely throw a guitar solo in there, add like a ripping solo. And again, you want your rhythm guitars to have a little more body than what we're hearing here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, same thing I said before. There's a good song in there. I would just work on those middle frequencies and then get your guitar part sounding a little thicker sounding, a little bigger sounding. All right, let's see. Where were we? Wish You Were Here. Soho is up next. Soho from Stephen Bruno. Let's give this a listen. Yeah, I would try like a different bass or like, when we get to this like a different section here, I would change up the bass like that. The bass has got like a fifth or a fourth on it, and like sometimes it sounds cool, sometimes it doesn't. I would maybe go with something that's mostly fundamental, like like a sawtooth wave. Well, actually, sawtooth has a lot of overtones in it, but like a triangle wave or something. If you're gonna do something kind of more simple like that, just something to kind of, or maybe something more rhythmic. You know what I mean? Just the long notes kind of get a little repetitive after a while, and I can tell this is probably just a work in progress. It's only 2 minutes long. I think, if this is a work in progress, I would consider inserting some other sections in here, but do something that has a completely different beat, moves to like a different, it moves to a different chord, sort of shift the harmony down to, a different key. Do something to break up the monotony, because it's kind of, I like the beat and everything, but it's like it's a little samey. So I would, think about taking this song, cutting it up into a few pieces, and inserting a few new sections that are, different than the, the rest of the song. So I'd say add a few new sections with different sounds. I don't know what the heck. There's a word I can't remember right now. Sure, we'll go with that, but I think you get what I mean. Okay, where were we? We were at Soho. Okay. And let me check the chat here. Some people have missed the first 20 minutes. Okay, let me see. Let's see if the recording is correct when it gets uploaded. If it's not, I'll just do the ones that didn't get seen today. I'll do those ones next week. I'm not sure what happened. I've got a wired gigabit Ethernet connection, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Let's go to, where were we? We were, here we go. Build a Man EDM Extended Vocals Remix number 8 by Shedrick Guy. I know this guy. You know what I think would work even better than that transition is if you bring the bass in right there after that transition. Unless you're going to bring it in up here somewhere and you're intentionally delaying that, I would bring bring it a fuller like bottom, bass line or something groovy. Let's see where it goes though. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the song to move to somewhere else. Like if there's no lyrics, then you definitely want it to move quicker to something new. For what I would do is find a vocalist and write some lyrics for the song, or find an artist to collaborate with, and maybe dial back the vocal effects. They're kind of cool, but like when you use them too many times, they become a little old. So I would maybe dial those back a bit and then find a vocalist to work with, or another artist to collaborate with. I want to hear a groovy bass line here though, somewhere, just to establish the key. Like I can tell what the key is just by the sparse instrumentation that's there. But I really need to hear like a solid bass foundation somewhere, to sort of solidify what key you're in. At least that's the way my ear prefers to hear it. Yeah, I would bring that vocal in way sooner. Make your first verse be like right here. Yeah, I don't know if that maybe it fits. It sounds like it's in the same key. And then after whatever there's the next section, I would pivot away from this, and I would you could even just shorten the whole section down. You know what I mean? You could take all that instrumental, cut all that out, and then just have the lead vocal come in immediately. I mean, the vocalist is great. I would bring her out even more. I would give her a little more top end sibilance and air. Give her a little bit of a boost at like 1 or 2K somewhere to bring out the diction in her voice. Maybe a little more compression, maybe a little more saturation. Make her pop out because she's a really great singer, and I can tell there's like almost no vocal tuning, if any vocal tuning on this. So the vocal is fantastic. It needs to come out more. Yeah, that rhythm in there, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Take that, drop it down in an octave or two, change it up, and make it a bass line instead of like a mid-ranged synthesizer. That a solid bass line is what this song is missing. I know it's like house music, so it's more focused on the kick than anything, but God, I want to hear a bass line in here somewhere, even if maybe the verses don't have the bass line, but then maybe the choruses do. That's what I'm really missing. Yeah, you got a good song there. Just some mixed tweaks on the vocals, and you need some bass, and maybe pivot to a different key somewhere just to give it a little variety. Next up, let's go to You Follow by Jersten. The song makes me so happy. That's so cool. Yeah, I love the mix. I love all the like quasi chip tune sounds in there. It's really really cool. Yeah, cool. It's only a minute and 40 seconds. Great work. I would just say keep going, develop it a little bit more, maybe pivot to another key, maybe add in a different section here that just creates a different mood or emotion, then maybe come back into this main heavy hitting idea as like one final chorus or something. But yeah, great work. Cool tune. Add more to it. Keep going. All right, let's go down to... That is a text file. Here we go. DJ Hughes, acoustic bumpers drum synth 2 tag mastered. Here we go.
They say the sun will come out, but I still can't see past the clouds. DJ Hughes. Searching for the answers, but she don't know why she feels so alive. They say the sun will come out, but I still can't see past the clouds.
So, one thing, it's the same thing I said for the last song, but for like a different reason. You need a bass line. You got to have a bass line because that's what establishes the key. I mean, you can hear that there's these guitar parts and vocal parts that are, they're establishing the key to some extent, but you really need a bass line to come down on a tonic note and to fill that space, because otherwise the bottom just seems empty and you don't have a chord to stack on top of that fundamental bass. So if there is a bass coming in here somewhere, I would introduce it much sooner. And here's the other thing. If you have a bass line there under everything, your vocal melody up there is going to make more sense. And you can also hear if you're on a wrong note too. So if the bass line's moving and you're singing and improvising on top of the bass line to come up with a vocal melody, you're going to be able to have a better sense of harmony where you're supposed to be in terms of what key you're in and everything. So yeah, I really think not having a bass is making the other parts not sound as good as they could. You throw a bass line in there and make no changes to anything else, it immediately sounds better. I would dial back the reverb on the vocals quite a bit, but it sounds like you're working with some vocoders and things like that too in there, and some other vocal effects. They are cool. I would maybe just maybe pull those back a little bit as well. You know what you need on top of those low, whatever they are, like group vocals. I'd pull those down in the mix and find a female vocalist or like a higher male vocalist to stack some harmonies on top of that. That'll bring the whole thing out even more, because like the parts of the vocals are in the bass register there. So I would maybe add some more stacked harmonies or something to accent that line.
They say the sun will come out, but I still can't see past the clouds.
Yeah, that vocal is making my sub move more than any instrument in your mix. Definitely needs bass. Someone brought up When Doves Cry by Prince, Coach Humph. Yeah, I mean, Prince is a special type of genius, but also that, one of the things about that song is, aren't there like pretty thick harmonies throughout that song? So maybe the bottom voice in the harmony is kind of establishing the bass line. It's just up an octave from where the bass line would, like a bass guitar line would normally be. Okay, let's check out another. Let's see. We have Bring Back Hoovers 2024 by DJ Techno Killa. Let's give it a shot. I'm not so sure I like the beat. I'm sorry. It's almost like someone is like finger drumming every single bar. You know what I mean? Like a different pattern every single bar. Like that might be cool for an intro. Just for a little bit, and then bam, bring a solid beat in on the downbeat with maybe a hi-hat groove or something. Or if you want to do something more glitchy like this, that's totally cool, but just something that's a little more rhythmically solid and keeps the pace of the song. Because if you get the dun 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 dun, these synth ideas in there, and it's like when you have syncopated rhythms but no kick or snare establishing where the beat is, it makes everything else around it just seem random, if you know what I mean. So it's like you need a rhythmic foundation just as much as you need a bass foundation. All right, now you're just destroying my speakers. Hang on. I would settle on a main beat to keep the tempo better. Yeah, everything. I mean, I think the level is like really loud. I think you're mastering way too loud. Your limiter is just cranked, man. I would dial that way back. Especially like all of these effects. It's like everything seems random to me. Like, I would take all of these ideas that are here pair out like 3 out of 5 of them, and then repurpose them with a solid beat, what's the saying? Sometimes less is more. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm my main critique of this is you can keep all these like instrumental ideas, but cut all of those, the random drums, and come in with a solid beat somewhere. You know, if you want to, like I said, if you want to do it as an effect just for the intro of the song, that would be fine. But we're already like a third of the way into the song, and there's still no main beat.
You must think first, right? Before you move.
Folk style is immensely strong and immune to nearly any weapon. When it's properly used, it's almost
Yeah, man, you've got some really cool sound design ideas, but like I said, sometimes less is more, and it sounds like you've got 8 songs worth of sound design ideas all packed into a song, but like you could repurpose some of these things on other tracks and just, like maybe pare it down a bit. I guess in my opinion, I think there's too much going on all at once. I would dial it back a little bit. I mean, if that's the intent, then that's the intent, but that's just, that's what it sounds like to my ear. Let's move on. Let's see. We are here and nobody. No, wait. Did I miss one? Let's see here. We were on Bring Back the Hoovers. Okay, so now we're on Nobody for the Drama King by Wesley. Let's give it a shot, Wesley. Yeah, you've got some like cool chord progressions, like and some interesting harmonies and some cool chord changes and things like that. I would maybe pare back the layers. It sounds like you've got like multiple like too many layers all playing chords at the same time. Like, really like the keyboards can play chords and guitar can play chords. Add some other little melodic motives, especially if this is not going to have vocals on it. You definitely want to have one instrument playing some sort of a melody over this. I do like the chord progression and I like where it's going, but yeah, like decide whether you want to add vocals to this, and then if not, add some sort of like an instrumental melody, and maybe even pare back the arrangement a little bit, or have some of the other instruments do a little bit something different than just playing chords. Yeah, everything seems like a chord instrument, like a rhythm instrument. I would make some of these instruments do some different things. And like an instrument isn't just a chord delivery device. You can play it like an instrument. So if your keyboards are doing slightly different things on the left and right side, that's totally fine. Add some variety to it other than just playing rhythm and chords. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to try to move a little quicker so we can get through more of these today. So if I have to cut the end of your song short, I apologize. I just want to get through as many of these as we can. Let's see here. We have Crash and Burn version 3 by Roland W. Let's give this a listen. This is another one where it seems like to me all of the vocals seem like a background instrument. You know what I mean? Like what we need in the song is a lead vocal straight up the middle, high in the mix. Something about the mid-high range doesn't sound right to me. Like there's too much saturation or something. And you got to be careful with those session player instruments, like especially the drums. They are already a little bit oversaturated. So if you're saturating on your master, you may need to dial back the saturation that's on the drummer instrument. Yeah, the guitar lead sounds really, really harsh. Like it sounds like you cranked the gain on one of the pedals or in the amp. Like dial it like way back. I mean, like 50% back. I don't know if 60% back. That sounds like the old Metal Zone pedal that I used to use when I was in high school. No, I mean, like it's a good song. Needs lead vocals though. Like it's everything sounds like a backing vocal to me, and then that guitar tone definitely need to fix that. It's very, very harsh sounding, and that's saying something. Well, it's not actually not saying anything because I'm on Aventone CLA 10, so maybe you're not hearing it on your end. These are like super mid-rangey. That's why I like them, because then I don't make mid-rangey mixes. All right, let's go to. I'm sorry if I'm losing my voice here. I had horrible allergies this week. Let's see. Drama King, Crash and Burn. Here we go. El Fra, Fake ACC. El Fra. Well, let's see. Let's see.
Sag, wer bist du heute? Carolina, Katja oder jemand Neues? Du erinnerst Namen, aber nicht daran, dass du mir nichts mehr bedeutest. Ich hatte dich gewarnt, sagte irgendwann, da wirst du es bereuen. Auch wenn du es leugnest, du hörst meine Lieder, wünsch dir, dass ich sie für dich schreibe.
Your guitar disappears in mono. It doesn't completely disappear, but it's like there's like a phase issue between the left and right channels on it or something. It's like really like I think it sounds kind of almost like a ukulele in there too, but maybe it's all ukulele. But whatever that instrument is, whether it's guitar or ukulele, is like disappearing in mono.
Mit der Zeit musst du eingestehen, keiner, der nach mir kam, konnte dir das Gleiche geben. Du bist nachts wach, weil du wieder von mir träumst. Und dann beginnt es von neu. Du verspürst wieder diesen Schmerz, aber lächelst und hoffst, dass es niemand merkt. Der Stolz zu überwinden fällt dir schwer. Red dir weiter ein, ich wär's nicht wert. Doch wir beide wissen's besser. Ich bin nicht perfekt, aber für dich nicht ersetzbar. Hab gelitten, als du weg warst, doch könnte ich zurück, würde ich's nicht ändern. Du bist eine Lektion, die ich gelernt hab. Du sagst alles in Ordnung bei dir.
So one thing is, in here, why is the bass down an octave, but then here it's in like a good range? Like here, that sounds like the bass is like lower than it's supposed to go. And I'm not talking about like a sub tone. I'm saying like we're getting down to like where you're like it sounds more like a beating noise, you know, rather than a bass line. I would consider raising up the bass an octave here, or just maybe some of the notes just to bring them up in a little higher register.
Hab gelitten, als du weg warst, doch könnte ich zurück, würde ich's nicht ändern. Du bist eine Lektion, die ich gelernt hab.
Yeah, my sub, I just soloed my sub on my end. My sub can barely get that low note.
Du sagst alles in Ordnung bei dir. Ich war immer fest lieber bei mir. Ich weiß nicht, was in Zukunft passiert. Doch es wird nie wieder ein Wir. Sag, wer bist du heute? Carolina, Katja oder jemand Neues? Du erinnerst Namen, aber nicht daran, dass du mir nichts mehr bedeutest. Ich hatte dich gewarnt, sagte irgendwann, da wirst du es bereuen. Auch wenn du es leugnest, du hörst meine Lieder.
Yeah, I mean, overall, pretty good mix. Other than that little bass register thing, I like the mix for the most part. It's a little oversaturated for my taste, but it's not like overly saturated. I'd maybe like whatever saturation you've got going on, dial it back like 10%. I think it'll sound better that way. And then once you do bring the bass up an octave, I'd like to hear a little more of the bass as well. But overall, good, good mix, good recording. Yeah, good work. All right, next up is, I'm probably going to botch this, Sander Bay, Lago di Como. Oh, Sander Bay is the person. Okay, here we go. Okay, so number one, finally, we have some bass. I think I went a couple of songs without solid bass. What I would say here is, it sounds like you repeated the same section twice. Maybe do something different the second time around, because I think that's, again, it's just, we're going to change things up a little bit. You're not going to lose the listener's attention, So if you've got that main idea coming in, you repeat it, 4 bars or whatever it is. When you come in for that second 4-bar loop of it, do something different. Add a texture, add an instrument, add a little melodic idea to it. Yeah, if it's very repetitive. I know it's house music, so it's it is repetitive just by nature. But I would do something different. Like, it looks like you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections here. I would do something different here and here to make these distinctly different and less repetitive. I would maybe add a little something melodic. Add something, unless you're gonna have vocals on it. If the plan is to have vocals, then, ignore all of that and just get the vocal on there. But if you're not going to have vocals on here, I would do something different with these sections to just, again, we want to keep the listener's attention. I mean, it sounds like a solid foundation for a great song with vocals. Get like a like a female vocalist with some nice soulful backing vocals on this. It'd be great. But yeah, it sounds like a solid foundation. It sounds like a great start. If you're not going to add vocals to this, do something instrumentally to give it some sort of a melody. Because that's what people remember. They remember the melody. I just opened another tab just for this reason. Oh Lord. Okay. Let's see here. Our Living Savior by Elias Pasco. Let's give it a shot. So the first thing I would say is the whole mix. I would redo the whole mix. The drums, like the bass guitar is the only thing filling the low range, and the whatever guitars are in there and drums are in there are very mid-rangey, and they need some more bottom end so they can have more impact. The vocals, baritone voice is a very hard voice to mix over rock music. What I would do is I would maybe try to filter out some of the lower end of your voice because it's just by nature very boomy. And I don't know, it sounds like they're maybe a little oversaturated as well. But I'm only 20 seconds in, so let's give it let's keep going. Yeah, I like the melody here, but again, because you've got this big, boomy baritone voice, I feel like it's missing some like mid-range harmonies or something. Like add some female vocals on top of your voice and create like a chorus, you know what I mean? Like just like in church. You want it to sound like there's more people, not just one person. So yeah, I would say definitely add some backing vocals to the choruses. I dial back the reverb too. I think you got a little bit too much reverb. There's some sort of like a chorus effect on your voice too. I don't like. I'd rather hear the natural, a little bit more of the natural tone of your voice and a little less of the reverb in the chorus. I used to do the same thing. I used to like just bathe my vocals in chorus. And these days I use just a little bit, and I rely more on like layering vocals rather than using an effect.
Thank you for the grace we have in Jesus. You are worthy to be praised. Thank you for the grace we have in Jesus. You are worthy to be praised. Thank you for the grace we have in Jesus. You are worthy to be praised. You are holy, you are worthy.
Yeah, and then we're back to the chorus. We got to have backing vocals. It creates more of an impact. So cool. Let's move on. We're almost to the bottom of this list, and then we'll move to today's list. And some people were asking about like if I don't get to some of them. If for some reason I don't get to your song today, I will make sure that I cover every single one that I missed next week. Because I'm going to do it because of next week is Thanksgiving here in the US. I'll probably end up doing a 3 or maybe even 4 hour long mega video. I'll do it in advance just so that I can not have to stream on Friday night that week. I'll probably do it Friday morning or afternoon, and then just upload it immediately after, just minimal edits, just like we're in a stream. And then, yeah, if I miss anyone, I will make sure to get to you. So if I missed your song, I will get to it. It may just be later today or next week. Okay, so let me not waste any more time. Let's get to more of these. Through My View by Magna. Here we go.
It's time. I need you to go back. Look, I know you didn't want to go back so soon, but the path will be arduous, difficult, but it is yours. Here, take this and deliver it to the people.
Anytime you do those like quick like slap delay pans, the Haas effect, where you delay one channel by a certain amount and the other by another, and it sort of shifts things. Anytime you do something like that, just make sure it's mono compatible. It is mono compatible here, because sometimes those things can end up getting completely canceled out in mono. I've made the mistake myself.
Don't forget what the eye sent you to do. And now more. It's unexplainable how we create the truth, but I'ma paint the pic for you so you can see through mine. It's unexplainable how we create the truth, but I'ma paint the pic for you so you can see through my view.
So please take this as constructive criticism, and not meant to be any sort of offense. This is a demo vocal, and that maybe it is. Maybe it's a demo vocal, but if you're gonna be the lead vocal on this, practice it. You know what I mean? Practice the part. Try to be, if you're doing more of like a rap style thing, like, or speak singing sort of thing, you have to be extremely intentional with it. You can't sort of halfway it. So I would really, think of this as like you built your template for your song, you built your roadmap for your song. This is a demo vocal to work off of, and practice it. Sing it in the car every day, or, sing it on your walk every day, and, just really internalize the rhythm. And if you're going to do this sort of speak sing thing, or if you're going to rap, just make sure that it's very intentional, because otherwise it comes across as well, not intentional.
So you could see through my view. Yeah, I'ma paint the my side. Silence golden, flying by. Tires smoking, rising high. Cloud nine is open, time is nigh. Voice has spoken, mics unite.
Yeah, practice this until you're so confident with it that you don't need to like look at a phone or look at a piece of paper, and you can just completely spit that thing out and make it sound super intentional. You know, you have some good bones here. It just you really need to like, focus on sounding way more confident in your approach.
But don't provoke them, Charlotte's lie. Show the shogun, heart inside. Holds the totem, chakras line just like a cobra. Shining bright on supernova. Super fire till it's all over. Hero wine for countless soldiers. With this line, then I awoke up in the eyes of its beholder. It's unexplainable how we create.
That's going to be a group vocal there too. That's going to be, group vocal here. When you do the final version of your vocal, track yourself like 8 different times, and then if you can do it up an octave or find a buddy to come in and help you out, throw them in the group too. And I guarantee your chorus will hit harder. But yeah, go back and practice that thing. Like, you got some good ideas here. I think that you just need to practice it until you're like super confident with your performance. So, but otherwise, good work. All right. Let's move down to, didn't we already listen to Let It Rain? No. Okay. Let It Rain by Mix Tricks. Here we go. I mean, I'm kind of digging the vibe of it. It's, it's not the way I would mix the song for sure, but it's kind of like giving me like ZZ Top kind of vibes. You know what I mean? Very mid-rangey guitars, simple guitar licks, simple, drum beats, very mid-rangey drums. I mean, personally, I'd like to hear a little more bottom end. It seems, it's got that sort of classic rock sound to it, where it doesn't feel like it has the bottom end it needs. But that's just my ear. That's like a, stylistically, it totally fits. So, especially when one of your genres is psychobilly. Is this a session player? Is this drummer in Logic? I can swear I heard that exact roll somewhere before. Maybe it's real drums. I don't know. I can't tell that they're not like obviously programmed. Not that that's a problem. I mean, everyone programs drums these days. Yeah, definitely more top end to your like batter drums, like your snare, toms, kick drum. A little more top end just to bring those up. Your cymbals are nice and bright, but the close mics, I guess is what I would call them, seem a little mid-rangey, a little muffled sounding. So a little more top end That would just be my preference. I would also dial back the guitar gain. If you're using an amp sim, I would dial back the guitar gain a touch. Like if you're doing stereo guitars, you can usually dial back your drive setting by like 1 notch or 2 notches, and it sounds like the same amount of drive. But since you're doubling, it sounds like the same amount of drive because you're doubling. Whereas just one guitar, you would need a little bit more drive. Again, minor things. One thing I also just noticed is that, and we talked about this another week, the guitars are like almost disappearing in mono. So, I mean, you can try using 2 different tones, left and right, to kind of give things some variety. If you're doing things like flex time to kind of time align your rhythm guitar parts, don't, or just use very little, just enough to kind of get it within the ballpark. The other thing you could do is you could track a 3rd rhythm part and put it dead center, but way down in the mix. So when you listen to the track on a little portable speaker or something, and it's in mono, that you don't completely lose the guitar. Cool stuff. I apologize if you hear my dogs barking in the background. Who are we just on? Right here. Praying to Celine. Phenom Doom Raider. I'm sorry if you submitted that on 11.5 and I didn't get to it. Let's get to it now. Yeah, I really like this intro. It reminds me of Mastodon a lot, like maybe doom metal Mastodon. I would dial back the vocal tuning. If this is really going to be a doom metal song, we'll see if the beat kicks in or not. But if it's really a doom metal song, it would be very undoom metal to have a lot of vocal tuning. So I would dial back the vocal tuning. Let's hear more of your natural vocal character. It sounds like you have a good voice. Why cover it up and make it sound like a synthesizer? I know it's doom metal and it's supposed to be very slow, but I almost feel like I want to hear like the drums grow, I want to hear like the drum beat grow. You know what I mean? Like we're just hearing this like solid quarter note. All instruments are hitting that quarter note, and then just introduce some extra percussion to give it a little bit more drive and also keep our attention, because it is an 8-minute long song. So, we don't want to get lost in it, but I understand that, having these sort of droney sections is like a typical doom metal thing. Yeah, I really love where this song is going. I thought maybe the intro, like I said, was a little drawn out. But again, that's a genre specific thing. Really cool, like Mastodon vibes in the center here. I love all the really dreamy chord progressions and creepy chord progressions. I love that kind of stuff. I think your production is really good. I would give the drums a little more top end, so they sound kind of muffled. And then you mentioned that you still need to record a lead part here. So here's what I'm going to do. Since it's an 8-minute song, track that guitar part, and whenever you're ready, resubmit it, and I'll give it another listen. Cool stuff. I love Mastodon. They're one of my favorite bands. Okay, so we have Scott Ruse, The Singles, Giving Me Vibes. Let's give this a listen. Man, you're sending me on a trip here. I really like this beat. It's a really cool beat. I like the really cool, like feathery sound idea, like sound design ideas. There's a few notes. There's like these little arpeggiated or moving like marimba type synths in there. There sound like there's a couple of notes that are like clashing. I don't know if it was like a loop or something that you used. If it is, just go in and try to modify that loop. I mean, you can even alter the pitch of audio in Logic if you're using Logic. You just click on the region, go to the region inspector, and then you can adjust the pitch. So you could even retune an audio loop if it's an audio loop. But yeah, cool stuff. Flesh it out a little bit more. I'll listen to it a little bit more, but yeah, flesh it out a little bit more. Maybe add a different section to it. But overall, it's got a really cool kind of trippy vibe to it. Yeah, there's a couple notes in the bass that don't hit right there. I think they're like on the wrong pitch or something, or maybe your other synthesizer ideas are clashing with whatever that bass tone is. But I mean, really cool vibe. But yeah, keep going, keep fleshing it out, keep working on it. And last in this list, and we have a whole other list to go to. Temporary Drag, Through and Through. Temporary Drag. Let's give it a listen. First thing I'm hearing is I would pull back the guitar. I mean, as a guitar player, I always have my guitar too loud, but I would pull back the guitar by 3 dB, dial back the gain if you're using amp sims, because it's a little too bright in the guitars, so much so that I can't really tell what the solo instrument is under the guitar. So I think the guitars are just way hot in the mix. Which pickup did you use when you recorded the rhythm parts? Because it sounds like you used the wrong pickup. Like it's too twangy, and it's not supposed to be twangy. It's supposed to be more beat. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what your guitar sound's supposed to sound like, but what I'm hearing is sort of like this, like proto-punk, indie kind of rock sound, and the guitar sounds just like way too saturated for my taste. And I think if you either, like I said, dial back the gain a bunch, or maybe re-record it with a different guitar or different pickup, or pull it down in the mix a bit too, because it's got like it's got like a fuzz on it, or like it's got some sort of distortion that just isn't pleasing to my ear personally. Like there's a good song in there, but I think it's just being buried by these guitar parts. Yeah, it sounds like there's a great vocal in there. It sounds like there's a really catchy melody. It sounds like there's like a solid bass line and solid guitar playing and a solid drum recording in there, but it's just getting buried by the guitars. I'd really pull back the guitars. I mean, you might be able to just pull the guitars back and that would be the only change you make and it's fine. So yeah, think about that. Think about that. Okay. So that's the end of last week's list. Let's go into today. We had 13 in here earlier. We now have 17. So I'm going to sort them by upload. Scott, we already listened to yours. Let's listen to I'm Started by Atmosphere. Oh, that's interesting. That's a very, very unique artist name. Okay, love the intro. I love the groove and the vibe and the instrumentation and the beat and everything. But if you have control over the drums and the arrangement, whatever distortion or saturation you're adding on there, I would dial it back like 70%. Like add just a touch of it because I think it goes from like this really cool like ethereal thing, and then the beat kicks in and it's like sounds like a smashed drum recording. You know, maybe this is just an intro and it comes out of that, but if the whole song is like that, I would definitely dial back the saturation. Yeah. Cool arrangement, you know, maybe needs some vocals, maybe needs a few more melodic ideas. But really, I think your number one issue right now is too much saturation. It sounds like you've got chroma verb on your or not chroma verb, chroma glow on your master bus, and you've got it cranked. I would dial it way back. Like a little bit of distortion is good and a little bit of saturation is good, but it can definitely be too much, and that's coming from someone who loves distortion and saturation. Yeah, it sounds like you've got a good framework for a song. Throw some vocals on there, throw a melody on there, dial back that distortion, and I think you've got a good starting point here. All right. Real Life by Barry Nielsen. Let's give it a listen. Yeah, Barry. I mean, I think I said this in one of your previous ones that you've got really beautiful vocals and vocal melodies, and I think I'd like to hear the vocal reverb dialed back a little bit. Let your a little bit more of your natural voice shine through. I like the production. It fits this type of music. I would just say when you get to this big climax here where the electric guitars kick in, dial those down just a little bit. They seem a little loud. And also consider maybe filtering the low end on them a little bit, maybe around 50, 60, 70 hertz, just to get rid of the I don't know. They kind of sound bogged down in the bottom end and the low end, a little muffled sounding. But otherwise, great work. Another really cool, beautiful sounding track. Next up, we have Soul Drip by Firewalker Music. So I really like the vibe. I like the beat. I would say bring the drums up, but I would take it a step further even with the snare on this. It sounds like you dragged a sample into like Quick Sampler or something, and you're sampling just that one snare sample. Try to find snare samples that have multiple hits, like, you know, multiple strokes, because then what you can do is you can program in altering snares, because when you go da da, it just sounds like the same sample, you know, hitting twice. Okay, so this happens to me sometimes too. If I'm using like a loop or something, it sounds like there's like a clap or a snare sound on 2 and 4, but your main beat, the snare is on 3. So you've got this 1 clap, main snare clap. You know what I mean? This 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got like 3 different like accents in every single bar. I would line those up, and you may have to, if it's a loop that you're using for that topper part that's on there, you may need to chop up the loop a little bit and sort of play with it, you know? I do this a lot with loops on Splice, where I really like the tone of a loop, but I don't like where the accents are. So I'll go in and just slice it up on the grid divisions and then start shuffling things around. or if you don't want to alter that part, if it's kind of like a shakery, like topper element, you could also just pull those hits that are on 2 and 4 down in the mix. And it will sound more just like a backing percussion shaker and, auxiliary percussion backing loop. Yeah, so like I've said with a lot of these, we need some sort of a melodic idea, whether it be vocals or an instrumental melodic idea. We're missing that last layer. You've got chords, you've got bass, you've got drums. Now you need melody. Like that's the way I think of songs, is in 4 parts. Bass, drums, chords, and melody. And what you need those 4 things. Not all the time, but most of the time you need them. So I'll just say add a vocal melody or instrumental melody of some kind. Because again, what people remember is not necessarily the beat, unless it's like "We Will Rock You" or something. Or Rosanna or something. People remember the melodies. People remember. People do remember great drum patterns and drum performances and drum beats, but more than likely, people remember melodies more than anything. Cool. Thanks, Soul Drip. Or no, Firewalker Music. Soul Drip was the name of the song. Also a cool name, by the way. Andrew Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Are we going to end with this? Never trust a fart. Oh, my God. Oh, it was a charity song you wrote for mental health. Okay. Let's give it a shot.
History is written by winners of the wars. Fables were told of their heroes and their gods. Tell me is told in this faithful song. The heroes' belief proved to be wrong. Lessons are learned, mental no kind, knowing the dangers alert in his behind. With brothers in arms, drunk and alone. People of coin on a quest to the porcelain throne. Squeezing with childish glee, always sit down to pee. A hero relaxed, so did his crack, unsure of a happy relief. From my bottom and my heart, never trust a bond. Always remember to sit yourself down. You never know what is about to come out of your eyes. You should never trust a fire. One faithful moment.
I think there's like way too much reverb in the song, just in general. I would dial all that back. The drum set especially sounds like you cranked, like you added a bus compressor on the drum track and just cranked it. And I would dial that way back. If that is what it is, you can use like a heavily compressed drum sound and then blend it with a less compressed or no compressed sound with like just like parallel compression. Logic's compressor has a mix blend knob, and a lot of plugins these days have a mix blend knob. I would dial that way back and just you use the oversaturated element to like give it a little bit more body, but then you're letting in mostly the clean signal, and the compression just serves as like a thickening effect.
The hero was under attack. A silent but deadly poor ninja crept out the back. Only one thing he could do, rescue himself from the zoo. Back to his flat, as quick as a flash, clean up, pick him up, and
I mean, I know it's a spoof song, but you know, I'll still give you professional production, you know, advice. But yeah, I dial back the reverb on everything. Everything sounds a little oversaturated. I don't know if that's, you know, on the whole mix now, because originally I was thinking it was just the drum sounded really muffly and oversaturated, but now it's the whole thing is oversaturated. Everything seems to be, you know, a little too hot. You know what I mean? I like some clarity in there. You know, if you start losing clarity, dial back your limiter, dial back your saturation. Okay, let's listen to one more, and then what I will, and before, well, yeah, let's do one more, and then let's talk for a little bit, because I got a couple things I want to let you guys know about, and then we'll talk about next week as well. So here we have For Your Love by T. Chad Noor.
Some might buy you roses and call you by your name, but they all left and scattered when the soldiers came. Some might list out reasons or write you poetry, but I can keep you safe when the clouds turn gray. For your love, baby, I'd start a war. For your love, baby, I'd start a war. There's a fire in the sky. Oh, and you're the reason why. Oh, for your love, baby, I'd start a war. For your love, baby, I'd start a war. I'd start a war.
Wow, this is a sick track. This is like really, really nice. I love all the vocal melodies, love the beat, love that you're changing things up every, you know, 4 to 8 bars. The vibe in the intro is really cool. Your vocal just definitely needs a de-esser on it. I'm really hearing the S's, especially in this like first verse here. But otherwise, like a really cool track. Let's keep going.
I'd start a and they may know the answers to the questions in your mind. They might have a lot of money that could buy you time, but I just hold my fists up high and swing till I hit the floor, because for you I'll hold the line forevermore. For your love, baby, I'd start a war.
This is such a cool pre-chorus. Like you go from one sound to a completely different vibe, and then the beat kicks back in for the chorus. Like, don't forget about your pre-choruses. The pre-chorus is where you build up and you build, you know, anticipation for the chorus. So yeah, like really fantastic writing here.
For your love, baby, I'd start a war. There's a fire in the sky. Oh, and you're the reason why. Oh, there's a fire in the sky. Oh, and you're
Wow. Is it? I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Is it Tashad Noor? Tashad? Great work, man. Great work. Yeah, that's a really fantastic track. I mean, that sounds like it's. I mean, add a de-esser to the vocal, and then, I mean, personally, I dial back the limiter a little bit, and then send it for distribution. Like, you're ready. Okay, guys. Let's just talk quickly about next week. So here in the States, let's go this view. Oh, okay, this way. Here in the States, next week is Thanksgiving. So what I'm gonna do is probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, I will put out like another like community post that says, hey, if you want to get your song in for this Friday, here's the link. That's what I did this week. And I think that's what I'm going to do going forward now. Instead of just doing like an announcement video, I'm going to do a community post, and I'll put the link there, until the stream, and then I'll remove the link. Next week, though, is not going to be a stream. It's going to be pre-recorded. But if I missed yours today, if I missed yours last week, and even if I missed yours week 1, I will get to all of your songs next Friday, even if I have to do like a big 4-hour-long supercut video, or maybe I split it up into different sections. I'm gonna do it. It's just I can't be there for the stream next week. So that's why I'm doing it pre-recorded, but also to catch up on all the tracks that I've missed, because so many people have been submitting, which is awesome. And I apologize if I don't get to everyone's, but if I missed it this week or last week or the previous week, I will get to it next week. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I mean, great work this week as always. I'm like, I'm very impressed by everything I'm hearing, and I can tell some of them are, if I give you a little more critical feedback, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It just means like you're getting more ears on it. I almost never let a track get released without asking 2 or 3 or 4 of my most trusted ear people to listen to it, and, just think of my critiques as that, nothing more than that. And, it's things are always a work in progress, and you can always improve things. And the more ears you get on a track, the better it's going to be. So, all right, guys, I'm not going to see you. If you're in the US, happy Thanksgiving. And like I said, the video will be out at the same time. It'll be out at 6 p.m. Eastern time next Friday. Again, it'll be pre-recorded. If for some reason I get it done a little bit early on Friday, maybe I'll release it earlier, but I will make sure to get to everyone's tracks. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming, and I will also double check whether the first few songs are in the recording, because there seemed to be some sort of a dropout issue there. So I'll also cross-reference that and double check all of that. See you guys in 2 weeks. I'll see you next Friday with the pre-recorded video, and then I'll see you in the next stream in 2 weeks. See you guys later.